Yeah, let's say something.
Maybe.
There's a story here.
Chayel was all the years, but Bemis till the figure of the Megala event. Chayel, sie werden alles Chashoy. Yeah. These are free get from the Megala event. Chayel, Toshin Gimel, right?
Yeah.
It was Chashoy. It wasn't a famous. But some people knew, but it wasn't the Tzazach. It was. Till the figure came and it made like a whole thing. Yibam is interesting. The Zalbazach is, we all know Chedesh El, the Melech Masode. In betracht sich rein, this whole concept of Melech Masode, that's the Rebbe's Achidush. The Rebbe's Achidush. Heil Chedesh, the Alter Rebbe says in the Kukut Teire. But none of the Rabbeim spoke about Melech Masode. The Mittel Rebbe, the Tzvach Tzedek, you won't find in my modim Melech Masode. The Alter Rebbe gives two Masholim. One Mashal Melech Masode, and the Zweite, then further on, no, the Mashal, how you're supposed to feel on Chedesh El, that there's a goof that if the Aver, even the Aver hurts you, but you know, even if it hurts, it's part of you. But the worst is that the Aver is ganz ogischnitten, then you don't even feel it, you don't even know about it. So we have to be close, even though whoever we are. So the Chassid always when it's a koch the second Mashal. The first Mashal, Melech Masode, if you ask people the previous generation, the time of Rebbe Rashab, Melech Masode wasn't the issue. When did it start, Melech Masode? Melech Masode started when Farbrengan Rebbe came to America. They given a mimer, yeah? Got a mimer, Tovshin. The Chol Malibi Tovshin, this is a few days before Rosh Hashanah Tovshin Aleph. Derech Agav, Farbrengan Rebbe says, I said, do a moshel for Melech Masode. And the Rebbe took this moshel and macht a ganze Sturm. Up until then, it wasn't part of the vocabulary for the Chassidim. So about the Zach. But the Rebbe, Melech Masode, the Rebbe mentioned it hundreds and hundreds of times. So the Rebbe took the for Melech Masode, Mara Poner Shechakis Lakulon, and made something that El was done another sort El. We know that the Rebbe Marash said that till Chassidus is Gal geworden, Hayol the Kopis was Yitra Chais and El, is El gewesen a schwarze Wolken. El was a black cloud. Came Chassidus to show this another sort El, the Mara Poner Shechakis, it's another sort El. It's another Indian. The Bemis, there's a Maisa, the famous Maisa with Tzemach Tzedek. We know that the Tzemach Tzedek, I think it was the year Tofresh Gimel, with a lot of Gzeidas, had to be in Petersburg, right? So there's even a few days ago in the Hayem Yem, it says that why did he have Atzloch in Petersburg? Because of the Mamonim that he learned thousands of Mamonim.
Yes. Yeah.
And he was arrested 22 times. Some even say that when he went to Petersburg, he brought with himself Tachlich. Didn't know if he'll come back. Azam Mesiras Nefesh. The Pale, he came to Petersburg.
That's the Tzemach Tzedek.
Tzemach Tzedek. And he came to Petersburg, and when it was Chedesh El, and not far from Petersburg was a city called Kronstadt. Yeah, Kronstadt. The city of Kronstadt were the base for Kantonisten. Kantonisten were these. The time of Nikolai, the Tsar, the Kantonisten, they used to kidnap Yiddish kinder. They were young, and draft them to the army for 25 years. And their mamas, most of them used to be a Gorm Mesiras Nefesh. The goal was to schmaden sich. The Gorm Mesiras Nefesh, halten sich klar bei Yiddishkeit, but they didn't know what they did anything. They didn't learn. So a few hundred Kantonisten in Kronstadt, and they received permission from the government that Tzemach Tzedek could come and speak to them. So Tzemach Tzedek came there, was Chedesh El, and Tzemach Tzedek spoke with them. Tzemach Tzedek said, "You have a mimer." Machisha Kov Pshecha. He said it in Yiddish, and then one of the Kantonistas said, "Rebbe, it's almost Rosh Hashanah. We have to take us and what was the lashon? Reinig durch uns in the Neshama. Rinse out our Neshama. So the Tzemach Tzedek says we have to get ready for Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah, we anoint the king in coronation. When you anoint the king, you have a nice suit, a nice uniform. You have to polish the buttons. How do you polish the buttons? You have to take sand with water. You polish the buttons. So we're coordinating the king. We have to also polish our buttons, polish ourselves. How do you polish? With water and sand. Was sie das? Dass sie Tiers trennen mit der Kapitel Tillen. Man sagt Tillen mit der heiße trennen, This is reinig durch unsere Neshama. And explain to them this Shelt Machshov Divrei. I say the whole thing. So gets up one of the Kantanistas, it's a famous story. Gets one of the Kantanistas of a Rebbe. We were taught when we go out to war, that we gave it our March Nitzochim. It was Simcha, March Nitzochim. And the Tzemach Tzedek liked the answer. The Tzedek liked the answer. And the Tzemach Tzedek said, oh, he was gerecht. And he went back to Lubavitch, and that year they said was Mamash. What? And that year was Mamash a Simcha Dik year. So Bem is the Rebbe, the Moki, what the Rebbe always said, when you go out to a Bechoma, Ken Yitzhahore, that was ein Besimcha, March Nitzochim, stammt von jenem Kantonist. That's the time of Tzemach Tzedek. And this is the Pshat we said last Shabbos, Kisitzel HaMechoma Ali Vecha. That was the cost of Ali Vecha. Sure, let's Mechoma Eli Vecha. This is Ali Vecha. Ali Vecha, but Chat Chim Tamar Nitzochim. So we know it's Chedesh Elul. My Rapon is Secha case. It's not Elul, but other people think Elul is a Psazah. Amar Shchedik Yom Amam. So I cared. My Rapon is Secha case. David is close to us. Like I think I've once said is the once in Yisrael, the Nevrak. Someone went to, there was someone giving a droshe. A droshe, I'm starting to Rosh Hashiv giving a droshe. Put on his talis, talk about El, and then he says that he has a Chabadnik that his neighbor comes to the shell, keeps telling him, Melech Basode, Melech Basode. That's what it is. What's the Melech Basode? Melech Basode. I didn't know what it was. So he says, until one time I figured out what's his Melech Basode. What? He went Ben Azmanim with his family to the zoo. And in the zoo, they saw all kinds of cages, the animals, till they saw a lion. And this lion gave a roar. Oh, this is the Melech Masoda, the tziter, get that tziter. The Melech from the animals. That's the Melech Masoda. If the Melech Masoda was is verkehrt, David Shemar upon the Sechek is, nicht the Melech Masoda. A Kapon, das ist the Chedesh Shel, also noch ein Wort. Was? Ja.